All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you today. Today's video du jour is a goodie. Another goodie that I picked up at Gamehole Con. Fabula Ultima's Natural Fantasy Atlas. These are a series of books that they have put out. This one's weighing in at, I think, 207 pages, 8 if you include the back page. All of what's cool about these is first, they're digest size, full color, glossy paper. It's got a nice feel. It's very, very smooth. The art is full color and fantastic. You can see there's a picture right there. Uh, these are really good. What the great thing about all of their books is they come with a nice slip cover. And then, of course, you have the black and white cover. And of course, the spine says what it is. And of course, it says it on the slip cover. So it's a really nice slip cover. I've heard a lot of people ask this question in different forums and stuff. And yes, when you'll notice when you go to the store, your favorite local game store, these will most likely be shrink wrapped. That is because on the inside is a slip of paper where you can download your PDF copy. Now, I've already used this one, so I don't care if I show if you get the QR code or whatever. I've already used it. So you do get a PDF copy with purchase. So that is super awesome. So there's no need to email them unless you buy it and you don't have this paper in there. But when you buy it, it should be shrink wrapped. If it's not shrink wrapped, then you need to ask the retailer for a PDF voucher or for them to state on your receipt that it was not shrink wrapped, because every copy comes shrink wrapped from the manufacturer and a PDF code is in there. So if you buy yours not shrink wrapped, then most likely it's secondhand or it's a return or something like that. Although I don't know too many people who return RPGs, or maybe you bought it off of Noble Knight or a used bookstore, in which case it would not be valid. You wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But what do you get for your, I don't even remember how much this was. I don't know if the price is on it or not. No price. It's by Need Games. Need Games and Rooster Games, a game by Emmanuel Galetto. And I will say that Nikolai was there at the convention at Gamehole Con. They had a huge booth. They were like, I'd call it an end cap, but it was in between an aisle. And they had all of the books there. They were all shrink wrapped. They did have copies open so that you could look at them and flip through them to see if it was something you like. Daddy's recording a video. Can you wave and say hi? Say hi. Look at the camera.
Okay, go.
Hey, look at the camera and say hello.
Hello.
Hi, meanies.
Hi, meanies.
All right. So, all right, sit down. We're not going to bounce around the video because Daddy's recording. So sit down or go upstairs and play with your iPad. I'll be up in a second. Sorry about that. My little guy likes to photobomb my videos. So what are you going to get for your, I think it was $20. I don't remember the cost. I apologize. So in the world, you get a chapter for natural fantasy locations, conflicts, magic and rituals, technology, rare items and artifacts. This has a lot of ancient roots, future branches, complete cultures and communities, the reconstruction, just man, so many good things. Badger Temple at a glance. So this is a setting location. If you haven't played this game and you're a fan of Japanese, Final Fantasy, what is it? Mana, Secrets of Mana, Mana Chronicles, all of those, Harvest Moon. If you're into those kind of games and you want to try a tabletop version, check what unless you're the GM and then you know what you're going to run. But this is a really good one for those genres of game. Maybe not so much Final Fantasy, but maybe because Final Fantasy is a little more like sci-fi tech, but there's technical fantasy as one of the source books. So we've got a whole bunch of different like city locations, the Golden City, Low Tide, Sunny Bay, Rocky Desert. So each one of the books gives you a bunch of different settings, which is awesome. Technology, machines in the future past, vehicles and transports. I mean, this book for 207 pages, or yeah, 207 pages is just chock full, all kinds of magical items. But like I was saying, if you're a fan of your Japanese role-playing games on the computer or the console, and you want to try a tabletop game, this is the premier. Fabula Ultima, I think, is probably the best game out there. There is the new Final Fantasy game, but I have not seen much about it. I think it's overly expensive for what you're getting. Is it a beautiful book? From what I've seen, yes, but this is a beautiful book for half the cost. So you do the math. You vote with your dollars. You figure out what you can afford for your budget. For me, Fabula Ultima is my Japanese role playing tabletop RPG. Uh, we also every book also comes with some very like setting specific character classes. You're going to get some NPCs, some antagonists. You're going to have new options, custom weapons, camp activities. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Custom weapons. This one, natural fantasy quirks. It's just chock full of all the material, camp activities, new classic characters, elemental acrobat, the flutist monk, the frontier researcher, the grinning veteran, keeper of the sacred tree, lotus duelist, spy or shy apothecary, small merchant, troublemaker, rogue, twilight witch. These are all basically like archetypes that you can create. And they tell you, because the cool part with Fabula Ultima is when you create a character, and I ran a small campaign in this and we had a blast. Uh, when you start a character, you start at level 5, and every class counts as a level, and you can double up on them if you want. And it's just a really cool character progression. You level after every session. The GM can slow that down if they like, but they recommend that you gain a level after every session. So you have the florist, and yes, that is a class, and it will give you special abilities. Battle gardening. After you plant a magiseed through the chloromancy skill, not when using craft, you may choose one option. Perform a free attack with an equipped weapon, or perform the spell action for free, casting a spell with a total mind point cost equal to or lower than spell plus spell level times 5. So you must still meet the mana point cost. Treat the high roll of your accuracy check or magic check as being equal to 0 when determining damage dealt. So, and you have Chloromancy, which is a new spellcraft. You have crafting Tree of Life, Verdant Sway. So these are all abilities within this class. And it goes in to explain what magiseeds are. Obviously, they're magical seeds. Let's see, we got a whole bunch of stuff in here. We have the gourmet. So if you want to do delicious dungeon, if you've watched the anime, which is all the rage right now, you can play a gourmet. Yes, that's a trident, aka a giant fork. It's just so innovative and it's so on point for what's going on right now, in anime. It's just amazing. Ingredients and delicacies. Uh, the Invoker, which is a cat, a furry, if you will. So you've got all your genres, all your options, covered. Merchant in a wheelchair, the small merchant we saw earlier, and they tell you how many levels to take of everything. So you can mix and match. You can play whatever you want to play. I mean, the art is phenomenal. These are antagonists, so these are more monsters and bad guys for you to use. Uh, I mean, look, a giant crab. To, what is it? Tona Terrania, Tony Terrania Rex. So it's like a spider, something. It's crazy, and it's got its abdomen, its legs, and all it does. Node and Dylan. So wolf. It's just amazing. The mechanics are pretty spot on. Oh, Eldgren. Look at that. That is amazing. Uh the there's only 4 stats, and then you're always going to roll. Your stats are D6, D8, D10, D12. You don't hardly ever need a D20 as a player, but you will need multiple sets of dice. You'll need, because like if you're if your dex and your instinct are both d10s and you're rolling that, you're going to roll 2 d10s. Go back and check my other video. I talk about the mechanics a little bit more. And doobly doo, this is an amazing book. There's more monsters in here. There's some more character classes or vocations. They're like job skills, and you mix and match, and you can make, as long as your GM allows all the books in your sessions, you're going to be able to make pretty much anything you want. A big shout out to my players that played in my Fabula Ultima on playgames.com, startplayinggames.com. They were great. Unfortunately, my son had some therapy issues and I had to drop the game, but we got a couple good sessions in, and they rescued the princess, but then she was afflicted with the goblin. She was she was afflicted with the spirit of the Goblin King. He was taking her over so she would become the new Goblin Queen. But it was a lot of fun. This is just one of those games that is really fun to run as a GM. I would like to run this again. There's a little thing on Delicious Dungeon, some art to kind of go with it. It's just, the game is a lot of fun and it's very well done. They're having a Kickstarter. It may already be over, it may have finished, where you could get all the books. The thing is, I already own all of the books, so I don't want another set of books, be them collector books or not. Do I have a little bit of FOMO, the fear of missing out? Yes, I would really like the special collector books, but I have all of the books already, and they're very premium quality. I don't feel like these books are going to fall apart. In fact, I've had the original Fabula Ultima book, the core book, since it came out a couple of years ago now, and it's holding up just fine. And like I said, I do go back and read these. I look through them for inspiration for my other games, especially the locations and stuff are really great. So even if you're not a fan of JRPGs, TTJRPGs, these are great source books to use for your game. So say you're having trouble coming up with a Pathfinder world, you can use one of these to kind of maybe give you some inspiration. So it's a buy. Pick it up. It's worth it. Go support the Kickstarter if you can. It may already be over. I'm not sure, but I'm telling you right now, this is awesome. It's a great tool in your shed to use when you're preparing for games. Even if you're not running Fabula Ultima, these are good source books, especially if you want to run a little bit on the campy or the cartoony side. There's a lot of good stuff in here. So that's about all I got. I'm babbling at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, peace and hair grease. Remember, Mr. Mean says be nice, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.